Hello, everybody. Hi, it's Ross Cook with the Center of Balance and Effective Communication. Today, I want to talk about what I'm often asked. I'm often asked if you want to change, if you're going to do things differently in your life, where do you start? What are you going to do? How are you going to start? You know, one of the most simple questions is, it's going to be simple, but no simpler, which is how Einstein discussed the entire universe. So where do I start? Quite frankly, you're going to start differently. You're going to start through feelings. You're going to start through silence. You're going to start differently. Okay? There is no east or west. There is no distinction of east or west in the sky. You know, think about that for a second. People create distinctions out of their own minds, and then we believe them. And we choose to believe them to be true. That's the Buddha. There is no distinction of east or west in the sky. So much of our world is wrapped up in this or that, or this is the right idea, this is how you start, and don't do that, don't do that. You have to get out of the world of contrary. Can you be emotionally curious when you get into questions? Can you stay out of the contradictions of what is general life out there? What is just the day in, day out? And one of the reasons it's such a challenge is your conscious mind thinks this, that, black, white, thin, fat, good, bad. That's how it thinks. It thinks in a binary fashion. So you have to, and those of you in my practice know, you don't hear me say have to often. And a great place to start is to have to go slightly differently into emotion and different ideas. You know, you have to be brave enough to be curious. Be brave enough to be curious. Be brave enough to be creative. The creative place, that creative place where no one's ever been before. You have to leave the city of your comfort. You have to go into the wilderness of your intuition. You can't get there by bus. You only get there by hard work, risking and not quite knowing what you're doing. And what you will discover is wonderful. You'll find yourself. That's Alan Alda. So there are people out there who are beginning to put words on this expansiveness, this essence that is the key to beginning to change profoundly. Now, you and I both know there are a million people out there who will sell you a this or that program or this or that program, appealing to your conscious mind. But our behaviors all come from our subconscious minds. Let's live in a responsible world, in a responsive world, and not just in a conscious mind reactionary world. Where do I start? I begin with the feelings. I use experience. I spend time in silence. Are we asking the right questions? Let's think about that for a second. Am I asking the right questions, or am I looking for a question built to get a this or that answer? That's the wrong kind of answer. Ernest Holmes said, what the world needs, meaning us as the expression of gods, what the world needs is spiritual conviction followed by spiritual experience. Conviction followed by spiritual experience. And by that he says it's not one thought followed by a lot more thoughts. He said it's not one rule followed by a whole bunch of other rules. He said, nor is it one contrary position argued out better than somebody else's contrary position. It's not that at all. It's a spiritual conviction followed by a spiritual experience. And in that experience, that's going to be an emotional place without contradictions. It's a place of silence, a place of experience. You've got to release the contradictions in your life. Remember, there is no east or west in the skies. What you're searching for is a world of no handrails. It's not one more highly evolved set of rules. You're going to go out to a place where there are no handrails. You don't quite know. And you're going to get comfortable with that not knowing. And that is the magical gift of evolving your mind and evolving your body and evolving your spirit. The world of no handrails. Hey, I'm Ross Cook. I love you. I love what you love. I love those you love. We'll meet again soon. And Jomo.